Hi everyone, you're watching Good for the Game TV and welcome to this, our Stage 7 preview of the Tour de France and also our betting update following some of the action on Stage 6, and we did get a bit of GC action at least. There has been a bit of a shake-up to the classification, even though the stage may not have been ridden quite aggressively as many of us would have hoped. Anyways, if you are new to this channel, make sure you log down below the video, click the subscribe button, hit the bell, you'll be notified of all of our videos. Just a quick shout out, Monday night, we're going to be doing a live panel show, 10 o'clock South African time, 9 o'clock in the UK. I'll have the likes of Inside Peloton 96 on the show with me, Will Lemmer and Couch Critic, and we're going to be having a look at what a rest day wrap, how the teams fared so far, how the individuals fared, and what can we look forward to in the Tour de France. But enough of that, let's get on to yesterday's stage, where we did get some action on that final kilometre. It was inevitable, but I've got to say that the stage wasn't ridden that hard, and for that reason, the breakaway stuck. Had a small bet on Pinot, but no real betting interest on that stage for me. I was more watching from a GC point of view, some of my long-term bets. Anyways, I got home from work only to find out that I couldn't watch the last 45 minutes of the stage because I had a power failure. It meant I had to go to extreme lengths to watch the stage. And what did I do? Well, this is how far I went. I actually went to the gym, sat on a bicycle, and cycled while I watched the stage. This is, that's how desperate I was. There was no ways I was going to miss that final climb. Let's get on to today's stage then, or let's first look up at the wrap of Stage 7. We'll have a look here on the official tour side. There's Dylan Teuns. He was very impressive. Not as quick a finisher as Ciccone behind him, but he just at the end of the day wore him down on that incredibly tough final kilometre. So a great victory there for the Bahrain Merida rider. Maurice in third, he impressed. I don't know much about this guy. I'll certainly be keeping an eye on him. And then Garron Thomas, he was the first of the GC men bursting out. He enjoys these steep finishes, and he came out. He looked particularly strong. You'll see there's been a big betting move on him. Thibaut Pinot, he was impressive. Many people's pick for the stage. Unfortunately, the way the stage was ridden, the breakaway was just never caught. I must say, I'm a bit surprised Quick-Step didn't go a little bit harder early on. They could have protected the yellow jersey of Philippe, who was absolutely superb in the climb. Look at that. He came in sixth, just behind Thibaut Pinot there. At one stage, it looked like he was going to be chasing the bonus seconds for third place, but he did fade badly on that final stretch. Nairo Quintana, well, Movistar rode a fairly aggressive race. There's no doubt now that Valverde is working for Quintana, and landed too, I think. I think Quintana, for me, showed enough yesterday to have some confidence in my outright play on him. I'm very happy to see the performance of Emmanuel Buchmann, who rode into eighth position and finished in the same time as Quintana. Let's go then to the outright betting, and let me go to Hollywood for that. We've got Garron Thomas here, 8 to 10. You can see they've shortened him there from 5 to 2. There was as big as 7 to 2 available at one point. Egan Bernal, who was all the rage, he did have a bit of an off climb there. He lost a few seconds. I wouldn't panic if you've got any money on Bernal. It's early in the tour still, but importantly, he may not be the Superman in this tour that many people were sort of professing him to be. So he has drifted slightly there. No doubt, I guess, now that the leadership of the Sky team sits firmly with defending champion Garron Thomas. Pinot, well, a big move on him here, 18 to 1 into 7.5 or 15 to 2. Pinot did look impressive, and quite importantly yesterday, his team showed that they do have one or two guys that are going to be able to ride for him in the mountains and potentially help him out there. Jakob Fuglsang, he has hovered around about the same price, 10 to 11 to 1 of late. He's now 12 to 1. And Nairo Quintana, well, I've seen as short as 16 to 1, but here we go at Hollywood, 20 to 1. Now, I am a bit surprised about this because I really do feel like the rest of this route suits a climber like Quintana. I mean, we haven't got into the high mountains yet. Yesterday was tough stages, but the climbs were sort of 3 to 6 kilometers with high percentages. We still got to get to the really long climbs. And I think the likes of Quintana can come into his own, and great that he can count on the support of a Valverde. And here's one, the bookmaker shortening Philippe from 80 to 1 to 22 to 1. Let me tell you that this has been done purely to fool the once-a-year punter, no doubt about that. Philippe has absolutely no chance of winning the Tour de France. He doesn't have the team, and he doesn't climb in the high mountains well enough. And the reason he finished with the guys yesterday, and credit to him, he's an absolutely brilliant cyclist. But the reason he finished there yesterday is that final climb. And the stage itself was not ridden that hard by the GC men. The fact that all of the GC guys came to that final kilometer together tells you that that climb was not ridden harder. The leaders hit the climb with sort of a 4 minutes advantage just over. And I can tell you if that was ridden hard by the leaders, one of the GC men would have won that stage. So Philippe, a bit of a false bit of hope appearing there for him. Whatever you do, don't take the 22-1, don't take the 50-1. This guy is not going to be winning the Tour de France. Richie Porte, solid yesterday. Certainly, if he can keep improving, he could be a factor in the final week. He's 25-1. Lander made an attack. Difficult to tell if the intention was to make that stick or just to see if anyone would come out after him. He's at 25-1. Looks like he's riding for Quintana. Adam Yates, he was the big loser yesterday. Expected to do well on the stage, and he's drifted out now, right the way out to close to 30-1. Uran also never had a great stage. Mas looked under a bit of trouble. He's going to challenge maybe Bernal for the white jersey, but doesn't quite look to have the condition. And Kruijswijk, who had really moved up in the betting after the time trial, he's drifted out to 40s, and Nibali also out to 50-1 after a poor stage. Buchmann in from 100s to 50. He is my podium pick at the start. And I guess we've got to mention Romain Bardet. He also drifted quite considerably out to 80-1. Right, before we get into the stage, let's have a look at Inside Peloton 96, Will Newton. He's got his preview out on Twitter of today's stage. 230 kilometers, it's a long one. Certainly difficult to get as excited about this one as it was for yesterday's stage. It hasn't stopped him putting a quality preview together, having a look at things like Google Earth images, and you can read that and see what his pick is. He does fancy the Aussie Caleb Ewan to win this one at around about the 11-2 mark. Let's have a look at the profile of the stage. And here we can see a couple of lumps early on, 2.7 kilometers here at 4.6%. But more than likely, they're going to let a really soft breakaway with your usual candidates going out there. And they'll probably keep them on a string of about 3 to 4 minutes. And ultimately, the sprinters team will work together to bring it back for the inevitable sprint finish. The last kilometer, well, nothing to fear for the guys here. It looks to me as though it's actually slightly downhill bar, but pretty much a flat finish. Let's have a look at the betting then. I'm going to go to World Sports Betting here. They're also quoting now the top 3, which is nice on a stage. Dylan Groenewegen, well, we have to take at face value that he has now completely recovered from his crash. He did sprint to 5th a few stages back, so he probably has got the legs. And on this finish, you would think that he's going to be a big runner at 18-10. Viviani, who's won a stage already, he's out at 22-10 or 12-5. Caleb Ewan 11-2. Sagan, well, this will probably be a bit of an easy stage for him. Easy in the sense that it's too easy for him to beat the really quick sprinters. He is 17-2. He'll be somewhere in there in the top 5, I can tell you. Alexander Kristoff, who has impressed with a sprint to second in the stage 1 by Viviani, he's 12-1, and I'm going to highlight here 12-5 a place. That's 22-10. I have seen as short as 17-10 elsewhere. That's for Kristoff to run into the top 3. Mazzolo, well, he's not without a chance of a top 3 finish there. He might get some interest at 8-1. He's 40-1 for the stage. Colbrelli, this will be a little bit too easy for him as well. He prefers a bit of a kick, and so does Michael Matthews, who is 50-1. Andre Greipel, well, he just isn't the same rider he used to be. Although he did get out into the break, I think it was yesterday. So who knows? Maybe he can show some improvement. His legs could be getting better. There's a couple of others to watch would be the likes of Trentin and Josh Verstappen, but this will probably be a little bit easy for them. Vote van Aert will obviously have to work for Groenewegen. So that's that. Let's go to my bets then. I'm posting them in the Good for the Game forum. Oh, wrong one. I'll open the Good for the Game Twitter there. Another picture of me at the gym. I'll just see if you can see the one of me on the actual bike, actually. So we'll look. There we go. Hey, what an athlete, eh? Carrying a bit of condition, but I'm planning to peak in the 3rd week of the tour. Right, let's go to the Good for the Game. And I'm going to be posting it here. No strong feeling on this. I like that Ewan play of Will's, but at the end of the day, I think Kristoff top 3 at 22-10 or 12-5. That's going to be my bet for this one. Thanks, everyone, for watching this tour preview. If you do enjoy your rugby, we previewed the Curry Cup last night. I'll be putting a link up here, and I'll also be putting a link to subscribe to the channel. Just click on that and make sure you don't miss any of our videos. Enjoy the tour, and see you for Stage 8 on Saturday morning.